What's going on, everybody? I'm Tank, and this is another episode of Roadie Reactions.
Get with this.
In today's reaction, I'm going to be checking out a band that's going to be a part of my new playlist of unsigned and independent bands. And I'm super excited about this because years and years ago, before I was a roadie, I was in a band, and I understand how much any amount of exposure can mean to some of these independent bands, and I'm just super stoked to be able to help out in any way possible. And the band that we're going to check out today hails from Germany, and I got a really nice email from one of the band members that said they've been following my channel a little bit. They wanted to know if I would check out one of their more recent music videos, so we're going to do it. And this band is totally independent. They're on their own label, they do everything themselves. And earlier on in 2020, they released a brand new album called Glamour and Gloom. Unfortunately, the pandemic hit right when they released that album, and these guys haven't really been able to tour or do anything with that album since then. But they did catch my interest. They said the last time Killswitch Engage toured in Europe, these guys did a bunch of shows with them. And I love Killswitch. So if these guys are on tour with them and sound anything like that, I'm probably gonna love this too, and I'm excited, so let's get into it. I will link this original video in the description below, and today, for the very first time, I'm going to be checking out Tenside and watching the official music video for their song As Above, So Below. Let's go! Is dude rocking a Kings hat? Dude's rocking an LA Kings hat. Let's go! Dude. Okay, really quick before we get those vocals, that already sounded awesome, but I just wanted to mention, like, I kind of got stopped mid-headbang because it really hit me, like, this looks really good. Like, the video, like, really professional quality, man. Like, I love videos like this that have, like, scenes from different shows, crowd shots, backstage shots. This is going to be sick, man. I'm super excited for this. Those vocals already sounded brutal. Let's hear this. Oh, dude, I'm gonna love this whole thing. I can already tell, man. They'd have to really f up for me to not enjoy this by the end of this, just by how it sounds now. This looks fantastic, man. This looks like a high quality professional video, and that's what we'll call it. This is a high quality professional video, and to see that from an independent band is really awesome, man. Tonally, this sounds fantastic. This sounds really good. Like, if by the end of this song I'm super into this, I'm gonna just go buy this album because I'm really into it. Gear-wise so far, one thing stuck out to me pretty quick. Their drummer is playing a Spawn drums kit, and years ago I teched for somebody that used Spawn, and I haven't really seen them a lot. Spawn is a American company, sorry for my poor English. They're based out of Southern California, like around the LA area. I think they're east. Owned by a guy named Brian Spawn, who's been doing this for over 20 years. All American made. And Brian, the owner, works on most of this stuff himself with the help of some other drummers and people that help him out. But great sounding drums, man. I really, really liked the kit that I worked on. It was the drummer for Red, Joe Rickard, who eventually became the drummer for In Flames. Haven't quite caught the cymbals yet. German band might be something like Meinl. You see a lot of German bands using Meinl because it is a German company. And I've picked out some other gear stuff, but we'll talk later. I want to just keep enjoying this more. Dude, younger me, early 20s, would have ripped up a pit to this. Ooh. So one thing I wanted to mention earlier is when that first chorus came up, I was kind of expecting it to transition into a clean vocal chorus, but I think that's because, you know, when these guys said they toured with Killswitch Engage, Killswitch does that a lot. Very growly, screamy verses with clean choruses most of the time. I like how they kept the growling and screaming in there, but in the background, there were some vocal layers in there that gave it some really good melody and stuff. I really dig it, man. I think I caught from the top down on the drums, it looks like he's using Istanbul cymbals, which is a Turkish cymbal company. I think they've been around for like 30 or 40 years. I've only seen them on a couple tours, but I do know, you know, Turkish cymbal making is like an art that goes back centuries. Like, and I only remember this because I've been so involved with like Zildjian cymbals on tour, because that's another popular one. Cymbal making started in Turkey in like the 16th century, like Ottoman Empire era. And, you know, Zildjian is one of the most popular cymbal companies from that era, but these guys are very well known for their sound with their cymbals. And they have another company that they own called Alchemy, I believe. Really the only difference is the finish on the cymbals. The Alchemy cymbals are super bright finishes, and these ones are a little darker. They sound great. And then bass-wise, their bassist is playing an Ernie Ball Music Man Stingray 5-string. I love those basses, man. They feel incredible. And Music Man is a company that started off on its own, but in the mid-1980s, I believe, I think it was 84 or 5, Ernie Ball bought them. And they've been producing and putting out their instruments ever since. They've got a big line of guitars and basses, and then they have another line under that called Sterling, which is kind of their more affordable line, but it's basically the same electronics and pickups. The only things they do is use different woods and finishes just to bring the cost down a little while maintaining like the electronics and stuff on that. I've seen a couple different guitars. I thought I saw some shots where the singer was also playing guitar, but we'll get to some guitar stuff in a minute. I love these tour shots. Oh, that was sick. All right, we're getting towards the end, so quick break. Their guitar player is playing a Schecter, I believe it's called a Tempest. I'm not super familiar with Schecters. I recognize it by the headstock pretty quickly, but I believe that's called a Tempest. And Schecter, if he hasn't modded that, it's probably got Schecter pickups in there for electronics as well. And then I caught a couple glimpses of the singer also playing guitar, but I couldn't quite catch it. It looked like he was either playing another Schecter, their Demon Series guitar, or it could have been an ESP Viper because they're very similar body styles. I'm not sure. I'll try and check it out in the editing, but super cool. 4-piece band, singer rocks guitar here and there. I love it. Highly approve of it.
I can't give them because it's something good and something worth wasted for what we believe. What we deserve, no matter if we're lost or dead. No beginning nor an end, just in case you'll never know. As above, so below. Bang, bang. This is the motherfucking answer. You are bringing us down. Bang, bang. Alive and well, trace you down. Round for the crown. Bang, bang. This is the motherfucking
This is sick, man.
You are bringing us down. Bang, bang. Alive and well, trace you down. Round for the crown.
Germany wins again, man. Oh, I loved it. March 20th, Glamour and Gloom came out. Yeah, man. Oh. What horrible timing for something like that. I mean, it's not their fault, but let's go talk more about this, man. This was great. One thing I wanted to mention about this video that I didn't when I was watching it was that it was clear that these guys were opening for somebody in this video. This could have been the Killswitch stuff, I'm not sure, but you saw a covered drum kit behind their drummers, which means they are in an opening slot, and 99% of the time, that means if you're in one of those bands, you're playing to somebody else's crowd and you're trying to win them over. And by the looks of that crowd, these guys bring it live, man, because that crowd was super high energy, and I would say they definitely won them over. But this was an A+ in my books, all the way around, man. That video was super professional. I love the way it was shot and edited, and me personally, I love these videos where I get to see the band play live, but I also have the studio audio over it so I can get the best sound quality. And speaking of sound quality, it sounded fantastic. The mix was awesome. The tones of everything were awesome. The vocals were great. This is really impressive quality, man. And this just proves that there are unsigned and independent bands all over the world that might be relatively unknown that are cranking out just as good, if not better material than a lot of signed bands are, man. And this is my favorite thing about this channel since I've started. I get to discover so much new good music, and I hope that you guys that are watching are enjoying it too. And if you did like this band, I'm going to drop some links in my description where you can find them on social media, where you can get their album and tons of stuff like that. And Tenside, thank you guys for emailing me, man. It was my pleasure checking this out. I absolutely loved this. I'm going to go grab this album right now. And if anybody else that's watching is in an unsigned or independent band and you would like me to check out your music, hit me up. Drop me a comment. Shoot me an email. My email is in the About section on my YouTube page. Shoot me a link to your band. Give me a small background on you and tell me what song you would like me to check out, and I would love to do that in the future. So thank you everybody once again, and if this is your first time here, feel free to click subscribe. I release new videos all the time, so if you turn your alerts on, you'll be notified the second stuff comes out. Maybe, if YouTube is working that day. And if you liked this video, I would greatly appreciate the like, as it does help out the channel. But if you disliked it, not a big deal, man. Thank you for watching this time. Click dislike, move on. I'm also on a ton of different social media. I have a Discord server I hang out on a lot. I stream video games on Twitch a lot. I'll put all those links in the description as well. And my handle on everything social media is @TankTheTech. Thank you so much once again for watching. I will be back very soon with another episode of Roadie Reactions.